Today I'm going to do a review on my new Ridgid Gen5x cordless power tool combo set. This was my Christmas present to myself to replace my Craftsman set. I've been using my Craftsman set for well over 7 years for the saw, 3 and 4 for the impact driver. I have, of course, the reciprocating saw, I have the drill driver, and the impact, and the obligatory light that comes with all these kits. Mainly in my new work as a full-time carpenter, I ran into an issue where I needed a hammer drill one day, and I did not have a hammer drill. I started looking at the Craftsman hammer drill. It was about $100, came with a 1.5 amp hour battery. I thought about buying it. It was about $100. That would have been well and good, except for a few things. My little circular saw is pretty much worn out. It will barely cut through a 2x4 with a new blade and a fresh battery. Another thing is a cordless multi-tool comes in very handy, especially when you start doing doors or you need to cut out a few outlet boxes in drywall. I came to the conclusion that I wanted a new set because I wanted new. And isn't the new stuff nice? The new stuff is really nice. I wanted a new set because I wanted a new set. Is primarily what it was. The Craftsman set that I've had has got the job done for me forever. Christmas, gift to myself, Home Depot was running a special, so I got a new set. I chose to go with Ridgid for a few reasons. The first and foremost was the full-size 7¼ inch circular saw. I watched a lot of reviews, and one of the best set of reviews I found was Real Tool Reviews, and he actually demoed every tool in this set. And the performance of this tool from the set was very, very good, and it comes with a 7¼ inch blade, which means I can walk into any hardware store, any place, and find a blade for my saw if I need one. The Craftsman saw came with a 5½ inch blade. I can never remember. And you can find them most places. A lot of the cordless tools have moved to a 6½ inch blade. Nothing wrong with that. It's more than adequate. You can cut through a 4x4 in 2 passes with it. It's fine for most people. But I also want fiber cement blades. I want that option. And so having the availability of that was a big selling point for me. The build quality on the Ridgid saw is phenomenal. This thing weighs a ton. It's got a really heavy duty floor plate. Every setting works. It has detents, so you can quickly find your angles up to 56 degrees, and they stop, lock in place, nice and solid. Really beefy, heavy duty saw. The first thing that really shocked me between these two saws was the sound level difference. Here is the Ridgid, and here is the Craftsman. You also notice that the Craftsman saw had to spin down, and the Ridgid saw stopped pretty much instantaneously. I like that. A safety feature of the saw blade stopping as soon as you release the trigger, that I can go for, and I think is a very, very nice thing. I actually like this saw so much, and it has enough power for me. I do small scale construction and remodeling. I'm not going to use this saw all day, every day. I'm going to use it to make a few cuts here and there throughout the day, and one battery charge will get me through pretty much everything I need to do. After I've used this, I've been using it for about a month, I went ahead and sold my old electric Skill brand skill saw. This saw is powerful enough where I didn't feel the need to have 2 saws, and I'm debating whether or not I'm going to sell my Craftsman set. Now we move on to the impact drivers. I really like my Craftsman impact driver. It works. It has very good speed control where you can kind of finesse the screw in, or you can really drive it home. The Ridgid came with the 3-speed toggle. You can hear the difference. First speed, second speed, third speed. I haven't done a lot where I've actually needed the 3rd speed. What I found is mainly, I think it's just being used to the speed of the Craftsman. Speed mode 2 on the Ridgid is pretty comparable to the speed throughout the range on the Craftsman, as well as power-wise. When you turn this one up to speed 3, the power is pretty insane, and I was just playing around with it on the job site, and you could snap a screw off really quick driving it in. So I really don't think I'll use 3 a lot. 1 is really nice whenever you're going back to finish drywall and you just have those 1 or 2 screws here and there that are sitting a little bit proud, where you can really just kind of finesse them in. I think 1 is a little bit too low. You're not going to use it very much. You can see on the Craftsman that this thing has not been used lightly. I dropped it off of 6-foot ladders multiple times. Something broke in it once and had to take it apart, and a piece of this metal screen right here broke off and got stuck in the rotor of the motor. But it's been a solid tool and still going really strong. So weight wise, they're about the same. For the drills, there's really no comparison. Starting on the right side, this is the original drill I got with the original Craftsman NiCad kit. I'm just gonna say 10 years ago. This thing is worn out. The chuck's moving. It still works. The chuck wobbles around in there. Dropped, beat the heck. Did have a level here. Still has a little bubble level there. That's nice. I got this drill when I got the impact driver. It was a part of a kit. See, it's been used not as much as the impact, because interesting thing here. Between the 2 drills, they are spec the same. They say they have exactly the same amount of power. Even after 10 years of use, the original drill is still far more powerful than this drill. This drill will stall out even with my premium batteries. I make and sell Wahoo boards pretty regular, and Wahoo board templates. I was working on one last night, and I was just comparing, because I was drilling a lot of holes with Forstner bit to get the templates made, and compared these 3 drills, and that one is just really just pathetically weak. However, when it comes down to it, the new Ridgid drill is a hammer drill first of all, but it is just worlds better than both of these. It's crazy powerful. It'll torque itself out of your hand. You get a little bit of torque in action, but nothing. Both of them are in high speed. The cool thing is your little halo light. It's not super bright, but it does the job. Okay. Every drill I've had says clearly in the instructions not to do this, right? But we all do that. Everyone I've ever known that's handled the drill for any amount of time does that to tighten their chuck. But see, I can actually stall out that drill. Yep, I can stall that one out too. This one, I'll hurt myself. One thing I noticed is you got to be careful when you tighten up the chuck, because it locks in and then it's got a little camming action. See that? It makes a little click and it's almost like it cams into place. Yeah, that was actually somewhat painful. All metal chuck, plastic chucks on both of those. It's a heavy hammer drill, so if you run out of battery, you can just hammer in whatever you're doing. It feels rock solid, it feels weighty, it's beefy. This is a phenomenal drill. When it comes to the reciprocating saws, there's really no contest here. This Ridgid saw is leaps and bounds, thousands of times better than the Craftsman. It also weighs about twice as much. Literally twice as much. I think it's got like a 1 and something stroke. This thing just powered through everything I've asked it to power through so far. This guy's old, he's worn out. The stroke length isn't as long, and that matters for a reciprocating saw. But yeah, this guy is just a beefy hunk of tool. Orbital action that I have not used yet, so I can't comment on that. The shoe has 3 little indents that can, and you can adjust the depth right there. This twists to unlock, just truly phenomenal. Feels good in the hand, weighty, beefy, everything you need in a reciprocating saw. The final tool I got is the Ridgid Jobmax. This is the multi-tool that comes with the fancy, dancy, removable head. You can buy right angle drill, you can buy a drywall tool, you can buy 5 or 6 different heads. So it's kind of a 5 tool in one. My biggest gripe with this thing, which is just frankly kind of unacceptable for a $100 tool, is that this is not a toolless guy. You can buy the toolless head for another 50 bucks. Sure, they'll do that, but they're not going to include it on their tool, which really load of crap. Other than that, this thing works. It's a multi-tool. I had a Harbor Freight corded multi-tool before this one. Multi-tool's a multi-tool. This one's quieter, has variable speed, and it works. So, yay multi-tool. Okay guys, that's it. My review of the Ridgid cordless combo set, Gen5x. It's $4.99 at Home Depot right now. The reason I was able to get the multi-tool was because they were running a $150 special for kind of Christmas. So that's what I got. And so the main reasons I wanted this was because I wanted something new. My Craftsman set was really starting to show its age. So well done, Craftsman. They make a good tool. For 250 bucks, you get every tool I got here for around 500 bucks. That's something really to think about. One perk was that this came with two 4 amp hour batteries. They hold up well. They're the premium quality. And Craftsman will ship their combo kits with a cheaper low-end battery, but if you go buy the premium battery, they're pretty much the same cells. Somebody cracked them open, found the premium batteries of Ryobi, Craftsman, Ridgid were all the actual same little battery cells in there. So the battery wars really don't make a difference. It's all about the motors in there. Better motors, they just feel higher quality in your hand. Why did I choose this set over let's see, the other pro grade tools of DeWalt, Milwaukee, Makita, Bosch? Why did I choose the Ridgid over that? It came down to I liked the 18 volt circular saw. I have a Home Depot close to me, and frankly, as stupid as it sounds, I really like the orange and gray color scheme. When you're dealing with, I guess, this level of tool, it comes down to a Ford Chevy debate on which one's better. But that's it. You don't have to pick your favorite color of a pro grade tool and stick with it, because really at the end of the day, they're all pretty much the same. They're all direct competitors with each other, so they have to be on pretty much the same level. Really, whatever you get is going to do your job, but I've been very super impressed with this set, and I just thought I'd share about it because I got a new tool and wanted to share it with people because I like tools and it's fun to brag a little bit. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.